Welcome back to the Streets, my fake 90s babies. I'm Chris, and I'm here with AJ on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Today, like last week, we are going to be discussing the TV show called Legacies. The only difference is that we actually saw the new release trailer for season 3, which actually looks pretty cool, and that gave us a couple of ideas that we wanted to talk to you guys about of what we think is going to be coming up in the upcoming season. The only thing with that is that because of the whole COVID thing, they had to stop filming season 2 a little bit early. I think, what was it, like only 16 episodes that they did for season 2?
It was
and yeah, so then they had to stop it, and now part of season 3 is going to be the second half, I guess you could say, of season 2. So they released a trailer for that, and we definitely just needed to jump on it and give definitely our 2 cents in. Looks like a lot of stuff is going to be happening in this new season.
Yeah.
Like a lot of drama. And I think that's what the show needs. And I'm kind of excited for the drama that's going to be going on, because I don't think it's just going to be all about Malivore. It's going to be all about like, okay, this character is like going under, this is happening with that person. Like, we're going to have a break. I think season 3 is going to definitely be like somewhat of like a break from Malivore.
Mm-hmm. I'm also really excited about it. I think this is going to be their best season, hopefully, if it's done like correctly thus far, because like you said, there's so much going on. I remember you said like your favorite Malivore monster was the necromancer. We're getting more of the necromancer. That means they're continuing with one person. He was the main villain, well, quote unquote villain, in season 2. Now we have in season 3. Also, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched the first 2 seasons, stop listening right now, because we are about to spill it all. Like, there's just probably should have like started with that, but I just kind of want to like jump straight in, because both Hope and Landon, they're like slumped. They're knocked out. They're in a perpetual state of just sleepiness. Like,
they got their asses murked.
Right? Like, first off, the cliffhanger for season 2 pissed me off, right? And not,
well, I mean, you can't do anything about it. It was like they literally could not like continue filming. You can't be that mad at it.
No, I mean, in terms of both Hope and Landon just like being gone. Like, they're both asleep and they both can't wake up. And I'm like, why? 2 of my favorite characters. Why are you doing this to me, Julie Plec? And
she does best.
Listen, I'm excited. Because I watched that trailer, it was 30 seconds, a couple of times now, and I've noticed a few things. Right. I noticed more Alyssa, no sign of Mr. Jed, who main character. Where the fuck was he at all? Right? I didn't even see like a 2-second like glimpse of him.
Jed was the wolf pack leader. Yeah, he was in it. You saw his face for like a split second. Yeah, no, I just rewatched it actually.
Oh, I don't know.
He did like a weird like crazy turn thing into the camera, and then that was it. Like, that's all you saw of him.
Oh dear God. And then Raphael, my baby's soft skin, because he looks like he has incredibly soft skin.
He does,
right? Oh my God, I want his skincare regimen right now. But it seems like he's gonna have a much more prominent role this season, right? And hopefully, my fear with this trailer is that this is maybe like the first couple of episodes that they just kind of like jammed into a trailer, and it's gonna be like one and done. And I really hope that's not the case.
Oh, I didn't think of that, and I'm kind of cringing at the thought, because like maybe that was this, like what's going on right now was probably maybe meant for season 2, and they're probably just gonna do this for like a mid-season finale until like then, and it's just gonna be back to like the same old bull crap in the second half of season 3.
That's what they said they were going to do. They're going to add the rest of the episodes from season 2 on the beginning of season 3. So it's going to be quite a longer, I guess, season. Hopefully I don't think they're going to cut it at like episode 16 this time. I think they're going to let it go. I think it's about like 20 or 22. But another interesting thing that I saw from the trailer, which I don't know, because Christina's the actual like, I liked the Vampire Diaries, but she's like the fucking enthusiast. So, and I know and I haven't rewatched it in a while, so I could be wrong, but I know I'm not wrong. Do you remember when supernatural creatures die, they go to like the other side? Is that what they call it?
The other side's destroyed.
Okay, I'm aware of that. Thank you.
Okay.
That's what I was saying, is that they destroyed it. Like, I was there for that episode. I saw it go away. I saw it go bye-bye. So my question is, where the fuck is Landon? Did you see? Because he had this voiceover, because like
I mean, technically they did destroy the other side in the Vampire Diaries. Because if that is like 100% the truth, it's been a while since I've watched the later seasons. But the only thing is that there was a major plot hole with that. Because if that is in fact like the absolute truth that the other side is destroyed and that's it, the ending of the Vampire Diaries, Stefan and Lexi would never found peace together. You wouldn't see Tyler and Vicky walking off together because that's technically, they're showing them like technically like in this some type of like purgatory. That's not technically the other side. So maybe that's what's happening here. But as far as I'm concerned and what the rest of the TVD fandom, the other side is gone. Once you die, you're dead. Like, that's it. Unless there is something that they'll explain in later episodes as to why that this is going on. Or the fact that Hope and Landon aren't actually dead. So if they're not, but like they're not.
They're not dead.
But like, because of the fact that they're not actually dead, they're not on the other side.
But where are they? That's my question.
I'm sure they're going to come up with something as to like why we could still see and like hear them or something. Maybe it's like maybe some type of like out of body experience because they're supernatural. I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned with the Vampire Diaries, if like even with the originals, if you were to Dagger, Klaus, or Rebecca, whoever it was, they're not dead. They are like in some type of slumber. You can get inside their head and you could still have conversations with them while they are under, but they can't physically put themselves out of their body.
No, yeah.
To see what is going on. It could also be that this, and who knows, maybe this whole thing, because we're hearing Landon talk and all this other stuff, maybe we're inside his head.
Well, yeah, that was my next thing that I was going to say, is that what does Landon think is going on? Because Landon's now, I will do whatever it takes to make sure that you're okay kind of situation. So what the fuck is he thinking is going on? Because that's such a complex storyline, especially for these rides. I'm like, yes, give me more complexity, because that'd be crazy. And a big line, I think the really prominent line is, where the hell is Hope Michelson when you need her? Our superwoman girl who fixes every problem every seconds, is how the fuck are these characters gonna figure this out without Wonder Woman Hope?
You know, it's so funny. We were literally just talking about this last week about how everything's just handed to her because of Hope.
Yes.
Now Hope's gone, and now they don't know what the hell they're gonna do.
They said, oh, you were talking shit. Okay, we'll take Miss Thing away. And like, put her back. I love her.
Yeah, no, there's definitely no other side, because in TVD, Silas was actually the one that officially destroyed it. I don't think you've seen that. Actually.
I watched the Get Destroyed. I really just didn't watch the last season, but more in terms of like, what do you think? Because I know Raph goes up to the necromancer and he's like, put Landon's spirit in my body, and like, how do you think that's gonna work? Then where does Raph's mind go? No,
you see, that's another thing, but maybe it has something to do with the way that the Travelers worked. Because remember how Matt's body, he had a Traveler inside of him, and Nadia woke him up. He kind of like goes into what's that called? Like when you lose your memory, amnesia. He goes into a state of amnesia, so his subconscious is he's completely unconscious. Right. So this other person that's taking over his body can come through and do what he needs to do with that body. So maybe it's something like some type of weird Traveler spell or something like that they're going to use on Raphael and Landon. But in my opinion, it really doesn't make sense for him to be able to do that, because they're not Travelers. Like, they are supernaturals. But what happens now if Landon gets himself killed?
Landon technically is dead, because the necromancer can only bring people back from the dead. So Landon's technically dead, but as a phoenix, he can't re-rise because of the golden arrow.
Right. But what I want to understand is that how the hell can the necromancer revive Landon? Where is he pulling Landon's spirit from if there is no other side?
That's what I'm saying. Where is Landon? Is he in like this purgatory weird state where he's just kind of drifting because there is no other side? So I guess him is just like going through.
And you could still see everything, not everything, but you could still see like a good amount, like what's going on behind, like in front of you. Like if you want to go like watch over some type of people, you could still be there with them. You could still see everything from the other side. But if the other side is destroyed, how the fuck is he able to see this?
You know what I'm thinking? I remember in the originals, I haven't rewatched the originals forever, but when Davina was trying to bring back Cole, he was also in like an other side, but like more for like witches or whatever, because his body still was there, like with the ancestors.
Yeah, he's still technically a witch.
She kind of went to like this other side or whatever to like find him there and communicate with him there. So is that where he is?
Maybe there's more to Landon than we know already. Maybe he is part witch too. Like we have fairies and We have fairies in Legacies. I wouldn't be surprised if we found out that Linda was also part witch.
See, that's another thing. They brought up fairies. Are we gonna get some kind of conclusion or an actual storyline with it, or were they just bored that day and decided, hey, wings?
Hey, I found these cool wings at Party City. You want to put them on for shits and giggles?
Like, they were very pretty wings. Like, they were cute. Is it gonna come into play later on? Is it gonna come into play in season 3? Why bring it up at all if it's not gonna be of any relevance?
No, but it was relevant to that episode because he was the only one that was able to stop what the hell was going on that day.
But what
so you just needed him for that one time, and that's it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, are they going to use that further down the line in season 3? Does it make sense to? Would it benefit the show in any way? Kind of situation. Like, can it give it, like, the same way they brought a phoenix in? I don't know. Is he in, like, in a phoenix only purgatory? Can a fairy travel through these realms and, like, talk to them? Kind of, that's what I mean by that. Like, can they use this character this way? Or, like, are they just gonna, like, kind of forget that it's there kind of situation?
A lot of the times they just forget that it's there, so I think maybe that's what might happen.
But I think that'd be a cool way if they continue on this. I mean, they already brought it up. As a fairy, if he's only can see certain monsters, can he also only see certain worlds? Can he tap into that and talk to these people? Or are they using MG's vamp or Caleb's vamp things to, like, get into their heads?
Who knows?
I don't know. I feel
don't
like
know. That sounds kind of interesting, but
right? Like, that'd be such a dope, like, storyline to go down. Like, all right, this guy that nobody cared about the first 2 seasons, now he has, like, this imperative role. I doubt it. But it'd be cool to see.
You know what? I think that, like, I feel like the storylines are kind of, like, all over the place a little bit because it is a show that's really supposed to be for, like, younger kids. And I mean, if I was, like, writing a show, I wouldn't really expect people to be going in and nitpicking at, like, the littlest things, especially when they think that, like, the age group is supposed to be from, like, preteens to young teens.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you wouldn't have, like, if me and you were, like, 10 or 11 years old, we wouldn't be going into every storyline nitpicking at, like, everything. It's like, okay, that's a good show. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Oh, okay, monsters, cool. It's too many people that have seen both shows and, like, too many of the older gen that's, like, watching it. That's why I think that's a lot of times people can't really finish it. Because I know a lot of people that can't even finish the show, and I think that if they keep going the way that they're going, using people for 1 or 2 episodes, forget, like, tossing it to say, all right, we're done with you until, like, whatever the fuck we feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just bring in, like, all these new things at once. It's just I feel like it's getting a little too much. But if you're going to go by a storyline that's supposed to come from a sister show and, like, the main show and a sister show, at least try to keep it the same way.
Yeah.
Kind of going off a little bit, like, with what we saw in that trailer, and I can probably guarantee you I'm probably going to end up finding a couple of plot holes. Because you know me, like, I think this is, like, where my good part comes in, where I compare the show to the Vampire Diaries. Mm-hmm. Because I'm going to find so many plot holes if they fuck up a little bit, and I'm going to, like, realize, like, hey, AJ, remember we said this and that? Well, this is technically not supposed to be there because this happens in X show or Y show.
But do you think because so much time has passed in that world, so much time has passed, could somebody may have rebuilt it or rechanged it? You know what I mean? Because it's possible. So much time has passed.
Without an anchor.
They could. You know what I mean? It was created in the first place. It could happen again. Kind of situation.
It could, but that means that they would have to go over that whole entire thing. You can't just have something done a certain way and then be like, oh yeah, well, this happened, like, X amount of years ago, so you're good. Like,
but it could.
I know that, but it's just, to me, like, watching a show, like, that's annoying because, like, you think that something's one way and then, like, okay, fine, but when did this happen? Like, that makes no sense. Like, if they're just, like, throwing it in there to fit the narrative.
Mm-hmm. More like for convenience sake.
Yeah. Like with Hope, they ain't so convenient this season because Hope is bye-bye. She's taking a nice nap.
Yeah, honestly, I would love to see, like, the character dynamics now, because, like, now the stakes are, like, up the ante, because before, like we said last week, Hope has all the answers to everything. So it'd be nice to see now how other people kind of get to the point where Hope is at. You know what I mean?
And like did you see how bad, like, Lizzie freaked out? She was like, "Where the hell is Hope freaking Michelson?" I was like, "Oh, Lizzie's gonna go off her freaking, like, brain in the season. She's gonna be off on it."
Lizzie's gonna be
more fights.
Lizzie's gonna be 3,000 IQ this season, and I'm here for it. Also, just quickly, I'm kind of interested. I mean, it is, like, fantasy, whatever, and, like, drama, but it also heavily relies on romance. So, like, it'd be interesting to see because every season there's new ships. There's at least, like, 10 new ships or people pulling shit out of their asses. This person wants to be with that person, and this person now wants to be, we get it, right? So, everyone loves everyone. Meh. It'd be refreshing. A breath of just cool, crisp December air, January air, I should say, of nobody shipping Hope with nobody new. Leave my girl alone. She is KO and her lover boy is also. I'm excited to see other people be shipped with other people.
Okay, I just thought of something.
Mm-hmm.
The last episode that just aired, right, in season 2 was a fairy tale episode.
Yes.
She's in a deep slumber. So what if they post some shit where they have to figure out that somebody has to kiss her in order to wake up, and that person has to be Landon. So in order for her to wake up and that true love's kiss, right? Because like everything's fairy tales and rainbows in the show, they have to figure out how to wake up Landon first, right? But then they have to figure out, hey, Landon is the one that has to be the one to kiss her to wake her up out of this sleep.
Mm-hmm. That's a good theory. But are they going to attempt to do that and mistake that where if we put his spirit in Raphael, but Raphael's body kissing Hope? Because that's a good
everybody's
theory.
Everybody's going to ship her and Raphael then.
They were already shipping them too. And
What?
They've been shipping them since season 1. I'm telling you, everyone ships Hope with every single character on the show.
Oh my god. I feel bad for her, like, in real life. Didn't everybody flip out on her because she didn't want to date Josie in real life?
Because no, she didn't say anything. She posted a photo with, like, a guy's hand in her Instagram story or something like that, and people freaked out on her. And then she decided she was going to keep her personal life personal and just, like, secret and, like, not worried about it. Her and Kaylee Bryant have always been, like, really good friends, but she stopped posting as much with, like, Kaylee and all these other characters, all these other actresses and actors and stuff like that, because people were, like, taking the show too seriously.
Mm-hmm.
They were, like, pushing, like, on-screen romances off-screen, you know, like, they want to like ship the actors. And then again, like I said last week, like, it comes to a point with, like, boundaries and, like, pushing other people a little too far, and you just have to respect not only their sexuality, but again, like, you know, boundaries. Like, it's not okay. And I get it. We're all about inclusivity. I love it. I said it last week. I'll say it again. I love the representation. Yes. However, you know, calm down. We get it. You're really excited. I'm really excited. But if there's character, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't be okay in real life. And, like, a lot of people's, I guess, defense is like, well, it's a TV show. Wah. It would be fun if you left it to just the characters on the TV show, but you're bringing it to the actors. You know what I mean? Like, leave the actors alone. Like, it's not okay. It's not fun. It's not cute. It's kind of disrespectful at this point. Leave them alone. Okay? You can ship whoever you want to ship on the show, but leave it to the show. Don't like, oh my god, this actor needs to be with this actor, and stop it.
See, that's what fanfics are for. And you know what? Honestly, like, I feel like if we keep pushing, we're gonna get one of those, like, cheap, like, sex scenes, like what happened with Caroline.
Yeah. That
will most likely happen again in this show if people don't stop about Hope and Josie. Like, it needs to stop. It's not gonna happen. Like, I mean, I could probably see them, like, being cute, whatever, but Hope and Landon, it's been there from the beginning. Like,
it's been there before the beginning. It's been there since the originals.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant by the beginning. The originals.
I just let these this character is clearly in love with this other character, and I get it. You're not with, like, Muppet puppet babies, but we are, okay? And she is too. So let the character breathe, let the actors breathe, let the writers breathe, and go on fanfiction and Wattpad and write to your hosey contents. But it's just not happening on the show. It's just not. And I know a lot of people are going to get pissed off about it and be like, why would you say that? Why? Because people get defensive about their ships.
Right.
But, like, calm down. At least
actually, no, we get pretty defensive about Caroline.
See, but, like, they actually
had somebody.
But they had something. Like, we weren't pulling shit out of thin air. Like, it was there. You can see it episode by episode. Here, like, I can understand hosey shippers. Because I can get it, right? They had those 4 scenes where the writers felt like they had to be like, oh, I had a crush on you, or I kind of liked you too, kind of situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
The hizzy shippers, really? Come on, y'all are pulling shit
out of
thin air. They are besties through and through. That is like a sisterhood bond right there. I don't see anything sexual about that relationship.
You know how many, like, Lizzie and Josie fanfics are out there? It's absolutely disgusting.
Okay, this ain't no Sweet Home Alabama.
This is Mystic Falls, Virginia, not Sweet Home Alabama. I don't know what you guys are thinking about. That is like illegal. We don't do illegal things. This is a Christian Minecraft server.
At the end of the day, ship what you want to ship, whatever. Don't ship stuff that are illegal. Stop shipping the sisters together. Stop pulling shit out of thin air. Stick to what the writers give you, and then if not, have fun on Wattpad. But it will be super, super interesting to see in which direction they take new ships, new dynamics, relationships, whether they're romantic or platonic in season 3. I'm just really, really excited. Christina's not as obsessed with Legacies as I am. So like I'm being pumped. Okay. I'm super, super pumped. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And just make sure that you're following us on Instagram. My handle is at Angelina_MNDZ and Christina's is CSEV97 for any and all updates regarding the show. We'll see you guys at 1 p.m. next Friday. Remember that no matter where you're tuning in, type in the 1997 as one word followed by the word podcast. Make sure to hit the follow and like button. It really helps push our contents. Plus, you'll be notified every time we upload a brand new episode. We're the 1997. Until Friday, guys. Peace.